Once again, we're in nature, loving the nature, breathing it in. Good feelings, good vibes, always good frequency. When you're thinking in nature, that's where you're from, that's where you're supposed to be, not in the concrete jungles. Today I want to talk about something dear to me. I'm going to start with the proverb: train up a child in the way he shall go, and when he is old, or her is old, they will not depart from it. I grew up with that extended along the church wall. Every day I went to church. Yeah, every day we went to church. Every day, every sermon, it was always there to read. White background and green. Train up a child in the way he shall go, and when he is old, he shall not depart from it. What are we training our children to do? What are we training our children to be? What do they see us doing, and what do they see us being? Me personally, what was I trained to do? And it made me think. I woke up this morning, the proverb was on my mind. What was I trained as a child to do? I was trained to be a outside the box thinker. My father always told everybody, anyone who probably wanted to listen, you can do anything you put your mind to. He said it so much, I definitely believed it. I truly believe I can do anything I put my mind to. It's not even a second guess. Can I do this? Can I go to space? Yeah, I can go to space. You give me enough time and money and resources. Give me enough time. Not even the resources. I'll find the resources. Anything possible. You can't fly. Give me enough time. I'll figure out something to help you fly. It is what it is. I was trained to be a warrior. I grew up in Chicago. Everybody from Chicago, you grew up in Inglewood, you have to have a little warrior in you. I grew up and was trained to be a reader. Always had books around. Always was told reading is monumental. Reading is everything. Getting the knowledge, acquiring the knowledge. I was trained to be observant in social situations. I was trained to be analytical of social situations and seeing the unseen. You have to be trained for that. Not just through my father's eyes and my mother's eyes and other adults in my life, but through my own. It was automatic. It just came. Quick. Look at a situation, break it down, analyze it into its compartments, what needs to be done. If it's a puzzle, solve it. Not a problem, but a puzzle. I was trained for problem solving. Most older siblings are trained for problem solving. We always breaking apart the young ones. I was trained to be humble, political. I was trained to be empathetic. Not necessarily sympathetic, like, crying with, but I understand your plight. I understand where you're coming from. I was trained up to question authority. Just because somebody say it doesn't make it right. Just because it's said by authority doesn't make it right. And if you let somebody send you off into a bad situation, you can't blame them for the situation. You can only blame yourself in whatever situation. Oh, he made me do it. She did it. No. Even if it goes as far as the war, you can like, oh, the government, they made me kill people. No, no one makes you do anything. You do have a choice. I was trained to love. I love everything. I love everybody. I was trained that way. We loved each other. We shared everything. We shared toothbrushes, wash towels, everything. We shared everything. I was trained to love, to share. I was trained to listen as well as to not listen, because you have to guard your man like because a whole lot of garbage will be tunneled in if you let it. What were you trained for? Now, we know what we was trained for. But we get to a point in our lives when you have to become more than what you already were. You have to become more than what you already are. And that takes your own self-training. Your parents can only train you so far, and then you take it upon yourself to do the rest. Now, what are you training yourself to be to do more as an adult? You know, it's 4 stages to adulthood. We always talk about the stages of childhood, but what's the stages of adulthood? You have the athletic stage. That's usually young adults. They feel like, oh, look at my muscles, look at my beauty, look at this, look at that. I can lift this, I can run this. It's all about the outward, the external. Look at me. And some adults are still in that same range. Now, from the athletic stage, most adults mentally, I'm not saying physically, I'm saying mentally. Because like I said, some adults will stay in the athletic stage until well into their 50s, 60s. Now, from the athletic stage in your adult development, you move into what's called a warrior stage. Well, now you battling because I need a house. I need a house. I need some type of security for my family. You in warrior stage. You trying to grab. You trying to hold. You trying to possess. You trying to run at it. It's a war to get to come up in life. That's the warrior stage. Not a bad stage, but we can't be locked into that stage. It's just a minute part of your whole actions of adulthood. Then we move into our statesman stage. A lot of people get in their 40s, their 50s. They start understanding that life is about more service to others, helping others. That's why a lot of grandparents, they change their ways and help the grandchildren better than they help the children. Because they get into that statesman stage where they understand it's just not about you. It's just not about how I look at it. It's about what you do for others. The service you do for others make you feel a whole lot better, become a better person than just trying to go about getting me and being selfish. So that's the statesman stage. Now, from the statesman stage, we move in our ultimate adulthood, which is everything. You feel that you are everything and everything is you, so you love everything and everything loves you. You no longer judging people. You stand in the middle. No, it's not right, it's not wrong, because you've seen things start off right and end up wrong. You've seen things start off wrong and end up right. So it get to a point where you're just in tune with everything. That's the last part. That's the place where we all trying to be, so we can be who we want to be without focusing on others and trying to make them and control them to be who they don't want to be. Those are 4 steps of adulthood. But through those transitions, you learn. You teach yourself to become those things. I never went to school to be a chef. I owned 2 restaurants. I taught myself what it takes to start a restaurant. Do the books. I wasn't taught that in school. I went to school for history. I've taught myself even more history than they can ever teach me. That didn't come from someone else. That came from me teaching myself how to be a better historian, how to research, how to find things, how to locate items, documents, primary facts, not secondary facts, which is somebody else's story about what they seen. I know how to go find the actual thing and make my own assumptions, which everyone else should learn how to do. But it's all about teaching. Because if you're not constantly learning, how do you expect your kids to constantly learn? If they see you constantly reading a book, constantly learning, then throughout their life, they're going to constantly read books and constantly learn. And even if they become the child that don't like reading books, at least they would know the importance of reading books, so they might at least transfer that to the next generation. Or the next generation going to see their Uncle Son reading books. Because, yeah, you can watch all the videos you want, but you still, at the end, it's certain things in books that's not on the internet. So, in conclusion, keep learning. Train yourself the same way your parents trained you. Because that training that they gave you, that's so long-lasting, and that's like they trained you, they brought you into a religion. Now, you're an adult. Is that still your religion? Do you still hold those philosophies? Well, if you're not sure, you need to go study other philosophies, spiritual philosophies. I was raised in a sanctified church. Moved, then we started going to a Baptist church, then a Methodist church, went to a Catholic school for 4 years. I've learned every philosophy, every religion, and the makeup of those philosophies and those spiritual positive religions. They're all right. They're all good, and we need to know, recognize, and represent each and every one of them, because there is no connection in everything. It's just everything. Have a good one. Love you, family.